Namaskar, 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 and welcome to this training information session. And today we're going to talk about team management. We're going to talk about being a leader. We're going to talk about how to improve performance of your team members. And one of the most critical aspects of building performance is to consistently provide them feedback. Now, feedback is both ways. Feedback is appreciative of what they have done right, and feedback could be corrective, not critical. Remember the word corrective, to improve what has not gone the way it should have gone. Which are the things which could have been done better? That's all. So we all should come from a space which says that when people don't know, they're not experienced, they're bound to make mistakes. And the role of a leader is to provide corrective feedback. But now there is a way to give feedback. There's a system. If you follow, you'll have team members sticking on to you. You'll have team member appreciating your feedback. And you have even team member looking forward for your feedback. Because, see, somewhere inherently all of us want to improve, right? And when we find a leader, a teacher, a coach, a mentor, that could be a senior in a business, that could be my boss, that could be the owner, and I could be working for him. All these people, a subordinate, a junior, an employee, is looking for a feedback. But if feedback is not done, it's a very critical task. If the feedback is not done the right way, it ends up with heartburns and also with sometimes people leaving you. As they always say, nobody leaves a company, people leave people. And if your attrition is high, that means somebody who's interacting with those people is not doing the job right. And that is the reason why people are leaving. And it will keep happening until you find a better way of dealing, interacting, talking, speaking, engaging with people. And one of the most important thing as a leader is to give consistent feedback. Now, if you don't do that and your feedback is not consistent, your feedback is not encouraging, your feedback is not well managed, even a feedback which is constructive in nature, which is talking about improvement, that has to be done beautifully well, which leaves people more empowered than they were before, which talks more about how it should be handled in the future, rather than spending a lot of time how it was handled in the past. And there are a lot of things which actually formulate the part of providing feedback. And it's very critical for a business owner, for a business leader to learn this tact. And this is what we are going to talk today. Now, the intention behind this session is to help you people. Okay? No matter where you are, you're still a business owner. No matter what nature of business is, still your challenges are the same or similar. Some people have got certain challenges more, some people have got certain other challenges which are more challenging for them. But you come from a space of MSME and you guys are having a set of challenges which we are capable and ready to give you resolutions for. So this, when we get together in these sessions in the evening, the idea is to continuously provide you inputs so that over a period of time, you start improving your performance. But see, remember this, the results will come when you listen, learn, and apply and give feedback. That's something which I leave up to you to give us consistent feedback on how things have been going for you, right? When you applied, what kind of results you have got, what kind of changes you have created. Continuously work towards this, and I promise you, over a period of time, your life and results will shift, your businesses will shift. Need to do in the right direction, right? Anything done in the right direction will give you the results you always wanted. Anything which is not done in the right direction will not get you the results. So I want to make sure you guys in the right space, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now we're going to talk about something extremely powerful. Okay, how to provide feedback. All right, when your business, when your employees, when your team members are not able to produce the kind of results you want. What do you do about it? And when they're able to produce the kind of results you want, then what are you doing about it? Both the scenarios, how providing feedback can change everything. Okay, some people are naturally very good in providing feedback. Good for them. And by the way, others need to learn how to do this. And if you can't learn, well, you have a problem at hand. You have people not producing results. And that is something which none of you actually want. You want people to produce results. Business owners, yes or no? You want all your team members to produce consistent results. That is something which you cannot live without, right? And that is something which we are going to deal with you right now. How exactly this entire thing can shift. So there are 4 most common mistakes which business owners make when they are providing feedback to their team members. And today I'm going to share with you what are those and how to avoid them. And if you avoid them, I'll tell you, your feedback is going to be fantastic. You'll have more people looking forward for the feedback than not. So now remember, as a business owner, it is your duty to ensure that people working for you are performing at their best. And this you don't do only for you. This you do even for them, because if somebody is not performing at their best, after some time, they're bound to get disillusioned. They're bound to get disappointed, and they're bound to start looking at somewhere else where they can perform well. Now, nobody wants to perform poorly and stay at that place, right? So now somewhere it is equally your responsibility to provide them all the circumstances, all the situations that are positive for them to produce results. And giving feedback on their work is one important such element which you should not miss. But sadly, this is where most business owners and managers totally mess up, in which in many cases leads their employees and team members to quit the job altogether. And today, I'm going to share with you what are the 4 critical mistakes that you should avoid while giving feedback to your employees. Now, mistake number 1. Okay, now remember, you need to make notes, you need to write down. Because if you don't write down, if you don't make notes, you will not remember and you'll commit the mistakes. And then you say, hey, Amit bhai, aapne bola tha, magar mere se mistake ho gaya. Right? And I don't want that to happen to you. So please pull out a pen and paper. Please pull out a notebook. Please start writing down and start also thinking while you write it. Do you do this? See, sometimes it is you are so keen to understand the concept, which is good. You must try to understand the concept. But more important than understanding the concept is see what you're doing in real life, in reality, in practicality. So when you're writing down, keep thinking that what exactly are you doing or not doing. Now, most often, the number one mistake is pointing out only what they did wrong. That's a big mistake. Now, most often, the person giving feedback makes the classical mistake of only pointing the things that they do wrong in the work. What you should do instead is keep the whole feedback process balanced and tell the other person the things which they did right. And then you say, what are the things that can be improved? And then again go on and say, what are the things they went right again? So it's a sandwich approach. You start with right, you give the corrective feedback in between, go back to appreciating what they did right. Now, in this way, they're empowered in before, their mind opens up to accept, then you say the critical feedback, again lock it up with some positive feedback, and it's catch them doing right. If you are a keen observer as a leader, you'll always find 2-3 things they've done well. You say, wow, well done, great. People go to the sky by listening this from the boss. Wow, great, just one word. And then you can say, this other thing, this was greatly done. The other thing we can do this also, okay? That this little gap was there, okay? And then with that, even that was great. So sandwich it. Sandwich a constructive feedback or improvement feedback, or what you might say, critical also, feedback in between 2 positive statements. Now, please remember, the whole agenda of giving them feedback is to tell them where they need improvement so that they don't repeat the same thing again. It's not to badger them. is not to make them feel like an ass. It's about improving their performance. And if you do a sandwich, they will improve. If you do only negative, well, it will become criticism. And they might not take it. They might take it, like take it मतलब सुन लेंगे, but अंदर कुछ नहीं जाएगा. Then what is the use of giving that feedback? तुमने feedback भी दिया और उनको, मजा भी नहीं आया, उनको फायदा भी नहीं हुआ. You just felt nice offloading your anger. Doesn't help. Anger is a very important tool, should be used in right proportion, even if you're using it. Right? Some people say never get angry. Arey, you are on a stage never to get angry. Anybody who says you should never get angry and he says I never get angry is lying. Absolutely lying. Zero number of people on this planet have that position that they will never get angry. It's a natural emotion. How you get happy, you get angry. I mean, but how do you use it? Do you go all out, burn out, blast, or do you give a little blast and that's okay, work done. Now next step, only to use it to create effectiveness, that's about it. But if you turn your feedback session into criticism, it's not going to work for you. Highlight the good thing, highlight where they got wrong, again highlight the good things, and then close with a plan. What exactly should be done now so that it doesn't get repeated? They said, okay, boss is helping, boss is explaining. It's not just shouting. It's not just screaming. It's not just criticizing. It's just not putting me down. He's praising me. He's telling me what I did wrong. He's again praising me. And then he's spending even more time telling me how I can do it better. Again, I repeat, there's nobody on planet who doesn't get angry. Rubbish it is. You should not get angry. You get angry, you're a human being. How do you deal with it? And how do you handle it? And you can be. If you're holding the anger, if you're blowing your top and losing your control in anger, that's a different thing. You do it, take it back. Over. Effective. Positive feedback, positive planning. Fourth thing. Number two. Withholding judgments. Many business owners are guilty of getting too judgmental with their employees. In the name of feedback, they retort to making statements that are extremely unsupportive and discouraging for other people. What you are effectively doing is completely destroying their morale and giving them an impression that you see them as worthless and stupid. Remember, the objective of giving a feedback is to bring out the best in them and help them improve. You have to let go of judgment कि तू गधा ही है that you might hold against them, because if you hold a judgment and you come from it already always and you feel that they're useless, it will not help them. And it might impact them that they might start feeling that they're stupid. If you keep saying somebody is stupid, after the time people start feeling they're stupid, and then they will do more stupid mistakes than ever before. Give a constructive feedback to ensure that they're well supported and they realize that genuinely you're trying to push them to improve. So make sure that you drop the judgments. Don't judge. Don't be always. Don't come from a space that they are like this only. And if you come from that space, your language will say it and they will feel it. If you come from a space, they're okay with that. Because they know that you love them. You know that you'll take care of them. And something didn't go right. That's why you're upset, which is fine. Number 3 mistake, must avoid. Not giving clarity. Saaf baat nahi karna. Not giving clarity. The ground rule of giving feedback is that you have to be extremely specific, on the point, brutal, on the face. Pinpoint the exact thing which has gone wrong and provide a clear solution so that they don't make the mistake again. So if your feedback is only focused on the problem, focus on the problem. Feedback is just to purpose to put them down and criticize them, but not tell what clearly went wrong, why it went wrong, how to do next time. So it doesn't happen. So you need to be very clear, very specific, not only with what went wrong, why it went wrong, how it should not go wrong next time. That's how they will avoid doing the same thing. Sometimes you come, you blast, you go, the guy does the same mistake, Because he has not understood in the blast ki galti kahan thi. You are not clear. Hundreds of time I've seen people giving feedback but not clear, specific, pinpoint, exact, tuck on the dot, and sometimes brutally truthful, honest. No mincing word, saying how you see it. Right? Number 4, letting your emotion overcome your senses. Now that is something which you need to learn. You will get angry, which is fine. You will get annoyed, which is fine. But remember, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. You might consider yourself a very intelligent person, but how do you deal with situations when you third party को बोलना बहुत आसान है. ए भाई ऐसा करना चाहिए दुनिया में, अपन ऐसा बोलता है. Third party telling is very easy. But when you are in a high emotion state and you allow the emotions to run amok, there's a big problem. Because in emotion, intelligence goes down. So if you don't know how to handle the emotion at that moment and keep it under control and use it only, होते ना जैसे इंडिया ने किया था पाकिस्तान पे surgical strike, not sending the army like Russia sent to Ukraine. No, surgical strike. Zup, bum, bum, bum. काम हो गया, मैसेज हो गया, अगली बार करेगा तो फोड़ डालेंगे. Message given, surgical. But if you allow a full-blown emotional attack, emotion comes over your senses, oh my God, you lose your composure, you will be stressed, the team will be stressed, you will be annoyed, they will be annoyed. It will create an atmosphere of mutual distrust, and the respect will go away as a leader. So now you and them both will behave in a hostile way, which is uncalled. It creates tension, which leads to anger and resentment at both the ends instead of solving the problem. You see? You see? So letting emotional overcome your senses is something which you should avoid. Have emotion. If you're very high in emotion, just avoid giving feedback for some time. Give it the next day. Give it after a couple of hours. Give it after a stroll in the park or in your building. You know, maybe a little bit of listening to music. निकल जाए तो गुस्सा करो कि अभी तोड़ देता हूँ. नहीं, रुक जाओ. शाम तक इमोशन कंट्रोल में होंगे, बेटर हैंडल करोगे. बोलना जरूरी है, कन्फ्रंट करना जरूरी है. Never see, if you avoid confrontation, no, then you're encouraging such behavior. That is worst of the worst of the worst of the thing you can do. Never avoid confrontation. Always confront your people. There's nothing wrong in that. But if you allow the emotion to run amok, instead of creating an atmosphere of understanding and mutual respect, it is hostile, it is disrespectful. People start saying things to each other they don't mean, and then becomes so bad that there's point of no return. Tense situation always creates to anger and resentments. Correct? The business owners or managers are hesitant to give honest feedback sometimes because of their personal bonding sometimes. कि रिश्ता है, bonding है, हमें बच्चे सा है, whatever that might be. भाई जैसा है, whatever. They build a relationship. There's a soft corner for the other person. Now please remember, never avoid. If you want to bring out the best in another person, if you want him to benefit as well as your business, you cannot allow the emotion to go either ways. Anger, फाड़ दूंगा, और soft corner, कुछ नहीं बोलता हूँ, जानते यार बोलना बुरा लगता है. Both ways bad. Both type of emotions going to bring your business down. So remember, never allow emotion to dictate how you will do your business. Emotion goes up, intelligence comes down. So these are the 4 critical mistakes you must avoid while giving honest feedback to your employees. And this is something, if you consistently give, regularly, non-stop feedback to employees, eventually they start improving. And as they go on improving, their results become better, their outcome becomes better, and they start improving and reaching to the expectation you have set out for themselves. तुमने तो एक रखा है ना mind में कि this is where they should be reaching. That can happen when emotions are handled well, when feedback is handled well. extremely, 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 extremely important. So 4 things. While giving feedback, avoid these 4 mistakes. Number 1, only pointing what they did wrong does not work. Sandwich approach, good, bad, good. Then 4th is how to do it next time. Number 2, very, very important. Withholding any judgment कि ये बेकार आदमी है, ये useless है, ये कर नहीं सकता, ये stupid है, ये कामचोर है. Without labeling them, without feedback giving, without judgment, not having judgmental, not being judgmental with them is the right approach. 3rd mistake is not giving clarity, pinpointing what went wrong, pinpointing how you need to change it, pinpointing to shift the things. And number 4, allowing your emotion overcome your senses. Emotion will always lead to lack of intelligence. It creates hostility. It creates uncalled for, dirty, bad situations, which can spoil the business and the relationship as well. And also sometimes emotion is loving. That also need to change because of love. You can't allow them to break your business or break their life. You have to practice tough love. Tough love says what it's supposed to say, but it's for the long term, not for the short term. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I wanted to share with you. But before I let you go, I want you to go to the chat window and type out very, very quickly that what did you learn in this session today? What was your wow learning, the best learning in this session? Type out in the chat window. Also type out what is one decision you have taken you will apply in your business or in your life. What kind of feedback will you provide? Which is something which you will apply in your business. So tell what you like the best today and what will you really apply in your business. Both the things. I'm going to say bye-bye to you. But before I go, I want each and every one of you, with the speed of light, fast, what did you like the best in today's training? What would you want to apply from today's training in your life, in your business? Go hit the chat window, type out now. Let me read it before I say bye-bye to you. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, सबसे अच्छा क्या लगा? Apply क्या करोगे? What did you like the most? What will you apply? 2 things in the chat window. Now, everyone go. Put down the chat window. What did you like the most? What will you apply from today in your business? Go people, write down. Let me have a look. Okay. So guys, as all of you are writing, everybody is writing. I want to make sure that nobody misses on that, because if you write, you think it, you ink it. If you ink it, you commit. You will do it. It will stay in your mind for a longer time. So please take effort of typing at least one thing which you will apply so that it stays in your mind. And when you're dealing with people, you will remember it and you will follow it. You don't write, you will not remember. Please put the effort of typing so that you are committed to what you have written. Go everybody. And I'm going to say bye-bye to you right now. But I want you to type out what you like the most and what you will apply. And I'm going to see you soon with another session, training you, helping you, taking your business to the next level. Take care. God bless.